Okay, good afternoon everyone. So today I am going to give the lecture on the quantum numbers. To start with the quantum numbers, first I am going to tell you that why we need the quantum numbers. So every substance or material is made up of atoms, and atoms are the microscopic particles which we cannot see by the eyes. So what are atoms? So first the Dalton proposed the theory of the atom, that atoms cannot be created nor destroyed, and atoms are the microscopic particles which we cannot see through naked eyes. So after that Thomson proposed that atoms can be divided, and there are subatomic particles present in the atoms, that are electrons, protons and neutrons. And the protons, electrons, neutrons, they are present in the atoms as there are some seeds in the watermelon. So if we assume that the Thomson model, but it fails to explain the Rutherford's experiment. So as you know that every matter is consist of atoms, so it is important for us to know the structure of an atom. Rutherford conducted experiment on gold plate by bombarding alpha particles and concluded that in atom the mass and the positive charge is concentrated in a very small region at the center known as nucleus. The nucleus is surrounded by negatively charged electrons which balance the positive charge. So Rutherford proposed that the proton and the neutrons, they are present in the center, and that is known as the nucleus of the atom, while the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a fixed circular path. So if we will take the example of hydrogen atom, then there is one electron and one proton present in the atom. So electron is revolving around atom in a fixed circular path. So it is having a fixed energy, but by going through the solar spectra, we have observed that when white light falls on the prism, it splits into 7 color. Why it splits into 7 color? Because the light consists of 7 colors, and all these 7 colors are having different wavelength. Due to the different wavelength, it splits into the 7 color. So red is having small wavelength as compared to orange, and violet is having large wavelength. So similarly, every element or every atom of the element, it is having also their own spectra. Unlike the spectrum obtained by analyzing the sunlight, the spectra of the atoms are continuous, while the spectra obtained by the solar light are continuous, and the spectrum obtained by sunlight is not continuous. A spectra which is not continuous but consists of few sharp lines, each having definite wavelength. So as I have already told you that the hydrogen atom is having one electron, and that electron is revolving around the nucleus in a fixed circular path. So when we observe the atomic spectra of the hydrogen atom, so different bands of the different bands are obtained by passing the electromagnetic radiation while through the prism. So why these bands occurs? So these every atom is having different type of spectra. As the fingerprints of the person is not matched with other persons, similarly the atomic spectra of atoms of an element is not matched with other elements. There are two types of atomic spectra, that is emission spectra and absorption spectra. Emission spectra are obtained when the radiation emitted from the substance, either by passing electric discharge through a gas at low pressure or by heating the substance to high temperature, are analyzed with the help of spectroscope. While absorption spectra, when a continuous electromagnetic radiations, say white light, is allowed to pass through a gas or a solution of some salt and transmitted light is analyzed, we obtained a spectrum in which dark lines are observed in an otherwise continuous spectrum. So the Rutherford model of an atom cannot explain the atomic spectra of the hydrogen atom. So Rutherford models could not explain the formation of line spectrum of hydrogen as shown below. So electron, according to Rutherford, the electron is revolving around the nucleus in a fixed circular path. So there should be a one band according to the Rutherford model. According to Rutherford model, the spectrum of hydrogen should have been continuous and not consisting of well-defined lines. But in reality, the spectrum of hydrogen atom consists of series of lines as shown below. This is the main drawback of this model of an atom. So then Bohr proposed the theory about the model of an atom. So what is Bohr's model of an atom? Bohr proposed that an atom consists of a small heavily positively nucleus in the center. So according to Bohr, the protons and neutrons are present in the nucleus and the electrons revolve around it in a certain permitted circular paths called orbits. So Rutherford proposed that electrons are revolving in a fixed circular path, but Bohr proposed that the electrons are not revolving around the nucleus in a fixed circular path, they are revolving around the nucleus in certain permitted circular paths instead of in a fixed circular path. These orbits are associated with definite energies. So each permitted path is associates with different energy levels, and they are also called energy levels or energy shells, which are numbered by the integers 1, 2, 3, 4. So if the value is 1, then electron is revolving around the nucleus in first fixed circular path, and if the value is 2, then electron is revolving in the second circular path. Energy is emitted or absorbed only when the electrons jump from one orbit to other. So if a electron absorb energy, it shifts to the second or third orbital, and if it lose the energy, then it shifts from third or fourth level to second or first permitted orbital. This model of an atom explains the spectrum of hydrogen atom. So the Bohr's model of an atom explain only the spectrum of the hydrogen atom, and it is not explaining the atomic spectra of the other multi-electron atoms. So, there are some failures of the Bohr's model of an atom. Bohr's concept of atom successfully explain the atomic spectra of only hydrogen atom, but it failed to explain the following points. It failed to explain the cause of chemical combination and the shape of the molecules arising of it. Number 2, it fails to explain Zeeman effect of magnetic field on the spectra of atoms. So, these are the 2 points. Third, it fails to explain the 3-dimensional model of an atom. Number 4th, it fails to explain Stark effect of electric field on the spectra. It also fails to explain the spectrum of multi-electron atoms, that is atoms containing more than one electron. If a powerful spectroscope is used, certain single lines are found to split into number of very closely related lines. So, these 5 points, they are not explained by the Bohr's model of an atom. So, we need the quantum numbers to explain the extra lines, to explain the Zeeman effect, and to explain the 3-dimensional model of an atom. So, that arises the necessity of the quantum numbers. So, there are some important features suggested by quantum mechanical model of an atom. The energy of electron in atom is quantized. So, the electrons having a quanta of energy. This gives the most probable regions in an atom where the probability of finding the electron is maximum. So, what Rutherford or Bohr explained? They explained that the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a fixed circular path, but according to quantum mechanical model of an atom, it gives the most probable region in an atom where the probability of finding the electron is maximum. They proposed that electrons are not revolving around the nucleus in a fixed circular path, instead they are revolving in a 3-dimensional path. So, they are not telling the exact position or location, but there is quantum mechanical model gives us the probability of finding the electrons, where we can find the electron. The probability of finding the electrons at the point within an atom is proportional to the square of the wave function. The quantum mechanical model gave 3 constants known as quantum numbers, which are required to specify the position and energy of the electron in an atom. So, according to quantum mechanical models, electrons are not revolving in fixed circular path, they are revolving around the nucleus in a 3-dimensional path instead of fixed circular path, and the quantum mechanical model gave 3 constants known as quantum numbers. These are the numbers which are required to specify the position and the energy of the electron in an atom. So, from the quantum mechanical model of an atom, the atomic orbital concepts arises. The wave character of an electron and uncertainty in its position gave a serious blow to Bohr's model. According to Bohr, electron revolve in well defined circular orbits, but The idea of uncertainty in position and velocity overruled the Bohr's picture of fixed circular orbits. Scientists started looking for theory which may explain stability of an atom, dual character of matter. What is the dual character? All material particles in motion possess wave character. So, the electrons are having wavelength character, or they are also having particle nature. Uncertainty principle, it is not possible to measure simultaneously both the position and momentum of a microscopic particle. So, it is very difficult for a moving microscopic particle to determine the position and the momentum of a at a one point. So, there is a difference between orbit and orbital. This is very important to understand what is orbital and what is orbit. Orbit is a well defined circular path around the nucleus in which an electron revolves, while orbital, it represents the region in space around the nucleus in which the probability of finding the electron is maximum. So, there is a probability of finding, it is a region, not a fixed circular path. If you consider a football, then you will see that the electrons are revolving on the surface of the football. So, it is a region, it is not a fixed circular path. It represents the planar motion of an electron, while in the orbital it represents the three-dimensional motion of an atom around the nucleus. Orbit gives a definite path of an electron, and this concept is not in accordance with the uncertainty principle. While in the orbital does not specify definite path, and according to this concept, electron may be anywhere in the region. This concept is in accordance with the uncertainty principle. So, orbits are circular, while orbitals, they have different shapes. They have s orbitals, p orbitals, d orbital. S orbitals are spherical, p orbitals are dumbbell shape, and d, they are having different shapes as compared to s and p. And orbits do not have directional characteristics. Now, in the case of orbital, except s orbitals, all other orbitals have directional characteristics. On the sixth point, an orbit can accommodate electron equal to 2n, where n represents the principal quantum number. So, they can accommodate 2n raised to power 2. So, they can, if the number of value of n is 1, then the first orbit can accommodate only the electron 2 only, and if the n is having value 2, then the second orbit can accommodate 8 electron. So, if the value of n is 3, then a orbit can accommodate 18 electrons, while in orbital only 2 electrons can be accommodated in one orbital. So, this is the major difference between the orbit and orbitals. Orbital represents regions in space around the nucleus where the probability of finding electron is maximum. A large number of electrons orbitals are possible in atom. To describe each electron in an atom in different orbitals, we need a set of 4 quantum numbers, which are known as quantum numbers. These are designated as N, L, M and S. So, there are 4 quantum numbers present to explain the exact location, energy and value of the each electron in an atom. So, N designates principal quantum number, L designates azimuthal quantum number, M is magnetic quantum number and S is a spin quantum number. So, there are set of 4 quantum numbers. So, principal quantum numbers is represented by N. It is the major energy level of the electron. The principal quantum number tells us the major energy level of the electron in an atom, and it is designated by N, and it is having value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, azimuthal quantum number, it tells us the sub level present in the main energy level. So, it is designated by L. So, it is having value from 0 to n minus 1. Magnetic quantum numbers, so it is designated by M, and it tells us the magnetic orientation of the electron around the nucleus. The fourth is spin quantum number. The spin quantum number tells either the electron is revolving around the nucleus in clockwise or anticlockwise. So, these are the 4 principal, these are the 4 quantum numbers which tells us the exact location energy of an electron. Principal quantum number is designated by L. This quantum number determines the average distance of electron from the center of nucleus or main energy associated with it. Its value is started from 1. So, if n is 1, the electron is present in the first energy level. If the value of n is 2, then electron is present in the second energy level, and if the value of n is 3, so the electron is present in the third energy level. So, second is the azimuthal quantum number. It shows the sub shell or sub energy level present in any principal energy level. So, it is telling us further sub leveling in an atom. It can have positive integers values from 0 to n minus 1. It is denoted by n L. So, if the value is 1, if the value of main energy level is 1, then there is no sub leveling, because 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, and then there is no further sub leveling. And if the value of L is 0, then the electron is present in the s orbital. Okay. If the value of n is 2, then azimuthal quantum number is having two values, one is 0 value, another is p value. So, there are two sub leveling. So, electron is maybe in the 0 level or maybe in the 1 level. If it is level on the 0, then it is in the s orbital. If the value of L is 1, then the electron is present in the p orbital. Similarly, if the value of L is 2, then the electron is present in the d orbital, and if the value of L is 3, then the electrons are present in the f orbitals. So, s orbital is spherical while p orbital is dumbbell shape, d is somewhat between somewhat different from the p, but it is just like dumbbell shape. So, the azimuthal quantum number represent the shape of the electron cloud. It tells the sub leveling in the atoms. Magnetic quantum number. This quantum number tells the number of orbitals in any subshell and magnetism generated due to angular motion of the electron. It is denoted by m. So, the value of m is minus L2 plus L. So, if the value of n is equal to 1, the main energy level is 1, the value of L is equal to 0. The reason L is having value 0, the azimuthal quantum number has value 0 to n minus 1. If L is 0, the magnetic quantum number is also having value 0. So, there is no any directional. So, that is the reason the s orbital is having spherical nature. So, if L is having one value, then m is having three values, minus 1, 0, plus 1. So, it is having three type of orientation. So, if L is 2, then m is having three value 0, and if L is having 0 value, if L is having 1 value, then m is having three values minus 1, 0, plus 1. If L is having 2 value, then L is having three value minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1 and plus 2. So, if m is having 0 value, then electron is present in the s orbital. So, if m is having minus 1 value, then electron may be present in the px axis or py or pz. So, minus 1, 0, plus 1, these represents that there are three types of p orbitals. The p orbital is dumbbell shape. So, three type of orientation is px, py, pz. So, if the value of L is 2, then m is having 5 values minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1 or plus 2. So, then the electron is present in the d orbital. So, electron is may be present in dxy, dxz, dx square minus y square, dz square. So, these are the 5 orientation which is not in our syllabus. So the last one quantum number is that, so as already explained, that each orbital have 2 electrons. So one electron is revolving clockwise while another electron is revolving anticlockwise. So each electron revolves around on axis. So either they are revolving